Begin today with a question. I love beginning with the question. It gets all of you awake. It gets you feeling into potentials and possibilities. Is enlightenment something that you choose or something that you accept?
I think I have to accept it first, and then choose.
Being a human, I like the choice part
You like the
because
choice
it's something
part.
I can do.
I think I accepted it before I came this lifetime, and then my human chose to follow through.
I think it's both.
For me, I think accept.
First, I thought, well, choice, of course. And then I thought, well, both, naturally. And then I thought, well, no, it's acceptance.
I'm going to really go out on a limb here and just say both.
And now the Adamus answer? It is both. The enlightenment came first. The whole path to enlightenment and ultimately the acceptance came first. Then at an interesting point, you chose it. The human chose it. You could almost hear the soul laughing, a sweet laughter, saying, it was already happening. You're just finally acknowledging it and validating it. You as a human now are no longer resisting and struggling. You're finally accepting something that was happening anyway. Okay, 4 main points today. Everything goes through its evolutions, its cycles. Everything from you to nature to what we would call time and experience. The soul goes through its evolutions. The human, much more so than the soul, the human goes through a series of cycles and tends to get stuck in its patterns. Sooner or later, it's got to break out. Nothing can stay the same forever other than consciousness. Other than consciousness. Everything else changes. But we have this planet that's been evolving for millions and millions and millions of years. And we have human biology, we have nature, we have thought and everything else. They get into patterns. Patterns are wonderful in a way because you get very familiar with the energies, with the experience, but patterns also have a way of holding you in. At a certain point, there's enough consciousness, there's enough acceptance that suddenly all the patterns start dismantling. They start falling away. First on a very personal level within you, and then later on a very global level. And that's what's happening right now. This planet became newing rather than renewing. That means that consciousness, desire, and passion reached a certain point on this planet, never ever done before, that from henceforth, everything will have to be new. Everything changes now. Instead of renewing, it's going to set out on a path for new. It may go through a few more renewals before it comes to new. It may destruct before it comes to new, but everything goes to new. Watch the people you know as they try to stay in pattern. Watch the people you know as their lives are affected by something, because in new, what happens is that, if I had my drawing board, I'd draw this out, but in new.
You want to?
Come
on, you can do
point
it.
number 2, the physics of change. So this is light coming from the other realms to this planet. This is a stream of light. I'm talking here about the physics of change so you understand kind of what's happening. And along the way, the light attracts energy, which comes in pluses, let's just say pluses and minuses, and they align along the rays of this light. So this light is coming into reality. Energy is being brought in. Energy is collecting along the lines of light, and it's assembling itself based on the consciousness and the level of acceptance which is brought forth by choice, which is really just saying, okay, whatever, which is brought forth by choice. And then all these energies lined up and reality is created. At times, these pluses and minuses flowing along the stream of light will kind of readjust themselves. They've realized they've gotten too clustered, too cluttered, too clumped together. So at times they kind of repattern and trying to get themselves into balance. Energy seeks resolution. Energy doesn't want to be stuck in patterns. So sooner or later, how do we get that all off of there?
Okay, touch this.
New page.
New page, right there.
So good. See how that disappeared? Sooner or later, it all blows up and goes away. And what we have is still that stream of light coming in. Light is basically a ray of consciousness, so that's not going to change. Now we have this stream of light coming in, and what do? We go back to energy that is actually together. We've got pluses and minuses in a sphere of consciousness. They've been brought together. That's new. So new means totally different, and it's really freaky to your body and mind. It doesn't understand. It's used to centuries, eons, millions of years of pluses and minuses. And now suddenly there is basically unity energy, singular energy, masculine and feminine brought together, plus and minus, now the same, where you can't tell the difference anymore between them. That's new. The thing that gets in your way more than anything else is you. I mean, you knew that. But I wanted to state it here as my point number 3. Thing that gets in the way more than anything else is you. That's why I began with the question, the simple question, enlightenment. Are you accepting it or are you choosing it? You think you have to effort enlightenment in your life. And I'm going to ask you something right now. Tough one. Are you willing to give up the human-centered, mind-focused backup plan? Go forth and enjoy life. Do something that you've always wanted to do. Break out into new. But stop trying to plan and plot this whole thing. It's going to happen anyway. Now, for point number 4. With everything we've talked about today, everything about changes, everything about things going new, everything about, is enlightenment something you choose or something you accept? With all of this, point number 4, don't hurry. Don't be in such a hurry. There's no rush for this. There's one factor that plays into it, but there's one factor. It's between here and death. I say, well, I want to have this before I die. But let's go new on that. Let's go totally new. What if it's so out of the box? So different than the old cycle of life and death that it absolutely doesn't matter anymore. Don't be in such a hurry. Because you, the human, is not doing it anyway. It's not your responsibility. Never was. Right now, the I am that you are is asking you to just live, be in passion, enjoy this whole experience of enlightenment, of new. It's not going to let you skip over the most beautiful experience that you've ever had while in human form. The soul, the I am, is going to say to you, I want to experience through you, I want to experience coming into new. coming into enlightenment and realization. So slow down so we can experience this together. The I am is saying, you know, it's kind of like sitting outdoors on a beautiful summer night, feeling the amazing energy of the cosmos, just like sitting down and doing that together, rather than you, dear human, thinking that you're having to make all of it work and it's going to fall apart without you, rather than you thinking that your thoughts making those shooting stars go across the sky. The I am is saying, just let's sit here together. You and I, human, I am, and enjoy the profound beauty of our creation. There's no hurrying. You can't hurry the night sky, trying to make it into morning. You can't hurry the natural movements of consciousness.